birthday to everybody celebrating a birthday out there in the next weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Let's see what celebrities share birthdays with you. Let's kick it off with today. It would have been the 78th birthday of Freddie Mercury from Queen. It's crazy. Me and my wife just did the math. He died at 45 years old from AIDS-related complications, but the fact that he would have been 78 years old today, and we were listening to Queen way back in the 80s and 90s, is a scary thought. So happy birthday in heaven to Freddie Mercury. Michael Keaton, Batman, turned 73 today. Bob Newhart would have celebrated a birthday today, and actress Rose McGowan would have been 51. Tomorrow, September 6th, Idris Elba is 52. Braun Strowman is going to be 41. Rapper Foxy Brown will be 46. Singer Macy Gray, 57, and one of my favorite actresses, Rosie Perez, turned 60. Saturday, September 7th, happy birthday shout out to my best friend at work, Alejandro, and one of my other good friends at work, Urelix. They both share a birthday on Saturday. Also, Eazy-E from NWA would have had a birthday on Saturday. Also, Gracie Abrams turns 25. Evan Rachel Wood turns 37. Basketball player Donovan Mitchell turns 27, and Gloria Gaynor, she did survive. She's going to be 81 years old. And then finally Sunday, September 8th, we've got Pink turning 45. Stranger Things actor Gaten Mastraza turns 22. Avicii would have had a birthday that day. Radio host Big Boy turns 55. Bernie Sanders turns 83. You gotta yell when you say his name. David Arquette turns 53. And Jonathan Taylor Thomas, little Randy Taylor from Home Improvement, is my age. He turns 43. Well, I'll be 44 soon, but yeah. So I'm actually a little older than Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and that's what makes me mad. My mom had a chance to sign a contract for me to be an actor. I did a couple commercials. They gave me a contract, and then my mom forgot to fill it out and sign it and return it, and Jonathan Taylor Thomas got my role. But yeah, happy birthday to everybody celebrating a birthday this weekend. Hopefully everybody has a great one. This is the Robbie.G Show podcast, and guess what? Happy NFL Return Day. That's right. It is official. We are here. The season starts tonight. It's going to be an amazing football season. I hope your team does well. It's going to be great. We're going to go over who I think is going to win and lose all the games this weekend. We got a lot to talk about. College football, WWE, had its pay-per-view bash in Berlin last weekend. It's just been a great week for sports, but nothing trumps the NFL coming back. So let's do it this year, just like we did last year. I'm going to go over all the winners and stuff of every game this week, and then I did it on my ESPN app too, so I can keep track of how many wins and losses I have all season long, and we'll see how many games I predicted right. I forgot last year how many I did. It was a big number. I did a lot of right ones, but let's see. So tonight, kicking it all off, of course, is the Ravens versus the Kansas City Chiefs. That's right, Swifty's going to be in the house tonight. They're going to get their rings, a big party. It's going to be awesome. I got Kansas City winning that one. Tomorrow, a special game on a Friday for the opening season, live from Brazil. It's going to be live. It's Green Bay Packers versus the Eagles. I've got the Eagles winning tomorrow night. Sunday, I've got Steelers and Falcons. I've got the Falcons winning that one. Let's see, the Arizona Cardinals and the Buffalo Bills. I've got the Bills winning that. Titans at the Bears. The Bears. We're going with the Bears. I'll talk about that in a minute. Patriots and Bengals. I've got the Bengals winning that one. All 32 teams play this week, too, the first week of the season. The Texans and the Colts. I've got the Texans beating Indianapolis. Let's see, the Jacksonville Jags versus the Dolphins. I got the Dolphins in that one. Panthers versus Saints. I'll take the Saints. Vikings and Giants. I've got the Giants, and I'll tell you why in a few minutes with that one, too. Las Vegas is going to take on the Chargers. I've got the Chargers in a first win for Jim Harbaugh. He's going to win his first game with the Chargers. Broncos and Seahawks. I've got the Seahawks winning that. Cowboys versus the Browns. I got them boys winning. Washington and the Buccaneers. I've got the Buccaneers winning. I still think that Jaden Daniels is going to have a good game, but I think he's going to lose his first one to the Bucks. And then Sunday Night Football, Rams and Lions. I've got the Rams in that one. And then Monday Night Football, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets taking on the 49ers in San Fran. I've got the 49ers beating the Jets in the first game of the season. So that is all my predictions for week one of the NFL. Chicago Bears and Titans. Of course, I've got Caleb Williams getting at least 300 yards in this game and 3 touchdowns. And I did send out a tweet to Caleb. Now, he may have seen it, he might not have. I know he does look at his Twitter. I posted on there, if you can win the game, get 300 yards passing, and pass for 3 touchdowns, I'll pay my fingernails on Sunday right before I go into work, orange and blue. I already got the nail polish sitting here. I'm just waiting on you, Caleb. I want to see you have an amazing first game of the season. So we'll see. But I think the Bears are going to win that one. I think it's going to be like 35-21. I think the Bears defense is going to rock Tennessee, but Tennessee is going to score a little bit. Tonight, it's crazy because I did, FanDuel has, of course, their parlays going for tonight. And I did take one. Let me see what it was. Okay, so I bet a $10 wager on a 4-person parlay with a 50% profit boost, which brought it up to plus 7,497. So it is a long shot. I got Isaiah Pacheco has to score a touchdown. Rashee Rice has to score a touchdown. Those are for the Kansas City Chiefs. And then for Baltimore, Mark Andrews, their tight end, and Zay Flowers have to each score a touchdown. If all 4 do, I win $759. Not bad for a $10 bet. There's some pretty decent parlays on here. If you really want to bet some stuff this weekend, it's pretty decent. So make sure you go check that out. But I think Jim Harbaugh gets his first win. I think Jordan Love struggles in that game tomorrow. Yeah, I think Jordan Love in Philly, or not in Philly, but they're in Brazil. I think they're going to struggle a little bit. It's going to be a good game, but at the end, I think Jalen Hurts, who is my fantasy quarterback, is going to throw for about 3 or 4 touchdowns in that game, and he's going to have himself a day. So we'll see what happens there. Any other games that I can nitpick through really quick? Giants and Vikings. I think the Giants win that first game. I think Daniel Jones and Malik Neighbors are going to show out a little bit. I still don't think they're going to have a great season, but I think they could beat the Vikings. The Vikings are not that great this year. They don't have Kirk Cousins anymore. J.J. McCarthy got hurt, so yeah, I don't necessarily see the Vikings going far either. So I think the Giants will take that one. Be kind of cool if they tied. But yeah, I'm not calling 8 ties because it doesn't happen that often. And then Jets and 49ers. If Aaron Rodgers can stay upright and not tear another Achilles, they may make a little noise in the AFC. And I like to see that because I think he's getting close to retirement. I think he's going to be done pretty soon. Not yet, but pretty soon I think it's going to happen. So let's move on to a list that I found. So NFL on Fox released a list of the top 10 receivers via Fox Sports NFL writers. See if you agree with this list. I think one of my guys got robbed on this. I think he belongs on this list, especially after the season he had last year. And if he has a repeat season like he did last year with Caleb Williams, I think he'll make this list. Number 10, Mike Evans from Tampa. Number 9, Garrett Wilson from the Jets. Number 8, San Francisco's Brian Ayuk. Got number 8 on that one. Number 7, Detroit's Amon-Ra St. Brown. Number 6, from the Raiders, Devontae Adams. Number 5 from the Eagles, A.J. Brown. Number 4 from Cincinnati, Jamar Chase. Number 3 from Dallas, C.D. Lamb. Number 2 from the Dolphins, Tyreek Hill. And number 1 from the Vikings, Justin Jefferson. I agree with pretty much everyone on this list, but I would have took Garrett Wilson off, and I would have put DJ Moore on that list. I don't know how DJ Moore got robbed. He had an amazing season last year. He did everything right. Let's look at Garrett Wilson's stats really quick from last year. I just want to see how they compare. Let me see. Garrett Wilson stats. Here we go. So last year, in his second year in the league, he did 95 receptions, 1,042 yards, and 3 touchdowns. His rookie year in 2022, he had 83 receptions, 1,103 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So he actually regressed a little bit in his second year than he did in his first year in yards, touchdowns, but he had more receptions, which is crazy. He had 83 in his rookie year. He had 95 in his second season, but he did less of everything. Now, go look at DJ Moore's stats, and I'll tell you this. DJ Moore deserves to be on that list over this guy. So let's look at his stats really quick for DJ Moore. Last year, DJ Moore had 96 receptions for 1,364 yards and 8 touchdowns. So you're telling me Garrett Wilson at number 9, who did way less than DJ Moore by a couple hundred yards, and by, 5 touchdowns less than he had, and he made the list at number 9? DJ Moore got robbed on this list. Just like Jalen Johnson from the Bears got robbed on the top 100 of 2024. I think it's 2023, but it's ridiculous. Like, I don't know how my boy DJ did not get on there. Because if you're going based off of last year's stats, he deserves to be on that list. If you're going based on career, Garrett Wilson doesn't even belong on there. He's only been in the league 2 years. And he didn't do anything he got 2, back-to-back 1,000-yard receiving seasons. But if you look at DJ Moore, he's been in the league since 2018. Since 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons he's played. He's only had 2 seasons that he had less than 1,000 yards. Only 2 seasons he missed the 1,000-yard mark. His last season in Carolina, he had 63 receptions for 888. But remember, DJ Moore was a third option on that Carolina Panthers team, which is why they traded him. They didn't think he was going to be, even though he had a few really good years there of like over 1,100 yards, they didn't think he was going to be number 1 material. That's why they gave him to the Bears. And he proved them wrong last year when he had the best season of his career. And his rookie year, he got 788 yards on 55 catches. Not bad for a rookie. So, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I don't understand how DJ Moore got robbed. I mean, even Keenan Allen could have made it on that list past Garrett Wilson. I'd like to know how Mike Evans isn't ahead of Garrett Wilson. Here, let's look really quick at Mike Evans' stats from last year. I just want to see how it compares to... Yeah, see, whoever made this list, it's kind of ridiculous. So last year, Mike Evans... Last year, he did 1,255 yards and 13 touchdowns. And he was number 10 on the list after Garrett Wilson. I want to know who at Fox made this list. Because they're really horrible at doing this. Really ridiculous. The power rankings came out. Okay. Power rankings came out and the Bears got some love on this. This is the week 1 power rankings. So this is based off of most likely the preseason, training camps, all that. This is where they put the teams to start. Now, this is going to flip-flop every week. So every week we're going to do the power rankings to see who moved up and who moved down. Number 32, the Carolina Panthers. Number 31, or go back worst to first. 31 is the New England Patriots. 30 is the Arizona Cardinals. Number 29, New York Giants. Number 28 was the Raiders. Number 27, Commanders. 26 was the Titans. Number 25 is the Vikings. Number 24 is the Saints. Number 23 is the Broncos. 22, the Seattle Seahawks. 21, Indianapolis Colts. Number 20 is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 19 is the Dallas Cowboys. Number 18 is the San Diego Chargers. 17 is the Los Angeles Rams. Number 16 is the Falcons. Number 15 is the Steelers. Number 14 is the Jets. Number 13, the Chicago Bears. Hell yeah. I'll talk about that in a second. Number 12 is the Cleveland Browns. 11 is the Miami Dolphins, the top 10. Number 10, the Houston Texans. Number 9, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 8 is the Buffalo Bills. Number 7 is the Cincinnati Bengals. Number 6 is the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 5 is the Baltimore Ravens. Number 4, the San Francisco 49ers. Number 3 is the Green Bay Packers. Number 2, the Detroit Lions. And number 1 is the Kansas City Chiefs. Amazingly, in the top 13, the NFC North has 3 of those spots. The Bears at 13. Packers, I don't believe, belong at number 3 on this list. And the Lions at number 2. I think the Packers should be at least number 10 or 11 on that list. I can think of a few more teams I will put ahead of them. The Texans I will put ahead of them. Yeah, Packers should not be sitting up there. I think the top 3 should be the Chiefs, the Lions, 49ers, and the Ravens at number 4. Eagles at number 5. I think that some of these should move down a number, and then the Packers should move to at least like number 11 on this list. Actually, I would move the Buccaneers out. I would put the Texans at number 9, and I would put the Packers at number 10. The Packers did have a decent run, and then they made the playoffs. They struggled at the beginning, came back second half of the season, had a decent season, and salvaged a good year out of it, and then ended up with, a playoff spot and a playoff win for Jordan Love in his first playoff game. So, yeah, I would definitely put them top 10, but I wouldn't put them at number 3 right now. That's a little high up there for the Packers. Next week, these power rankings are going to change. Now, what I'm happy about is the Chicago Bears being number 13. We're not even middle of the pack. We're like before that. So that gives me hope. And the fact that the Chicago Bears at number 13, right behind them is Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. And right behind them is Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I love seeing that. So hopefully the Bears are going to win this weekend. They're going to beat the Titans. The Titans are rated number 26 on the power rankings. So we'll see what happens there. It's going to be a week. We're going to have a lot to talk about with football next week. Obviously, this is being the first week of the season. There's nothing to talk about until we see what happens on Thursday, Friday, Sunday, and Monday. That's right. There's 4 out of 5 days of the next 5 days of football. You're going to have the Eagles and Packers tomorrow. Tonight you got Kansas City and Baltimore. Sunday football all day, and then Monday Night Football on Monday. It's going to be amazing. Now let's move into college football. And let's see where all the rankings are in the top 25 after week 1. Now, one thing I'm not going to do on this show is go over all the scores from last week, because there was a lot of games, okay, especially in college football, even in the NFL. I'm going to tell you what I did ranking-wise, but I'm not going to go over every single game. I might cherry pick a few good ones that were on the card, on the roster, and talk about it, but I'm not going to go over every single game, because there's a lot. And by that point, you've already seen all the winners and the losers of every game. So we're not going to do that. But here we go. We're going to do for college football like we do for the NFL. We're going to show you the rankings. So here we go. Here's the top 25 as of this week. Okay, so number 25, Clemson, who started the season 0-1. Let's see. Number 24, North Carolina State, who's 1-0. Number 23, Georgia Tech, who's 2-0 right now. They won that first week of that. It was like an exhibition, but it still counted. Louisville comes in at number 22 at 1-0. Iowa comes in at 21 at 1-0. Arizona comes in at 20 at 1-0. Kansas comes in at number 19 at 1-0. LSU comes in at 18 at 0-1. That's amazing. That's funny. Let's see. Number 17, Kansas State, 1-0. Number 17. Number 16, Oklahoma State comes in at 1-0. Number 15, Oklahoma Sooners come in at 1-0, and they are number 15. Number 14 is Tennessee at 1-0. They're 1-0. They came in at 14. Number 13, USC, 1-0. Miami, the University of Miami, the U, coming in at 1-0 at number 12. Number 11, Utah at 1-0. Number 10, my Wolverines. I'll talk about that in a second. They're 1-0, and they came in at number 10. Number 9, Missouri. They are 1-0 and came in at number 9. Number 8, Penn State at 1-0. Number 7 is Oregon at 1-0. Number 6 is Ole Miss at 1-0. Number 5, Notre Dame at 1-0. Number 4, Alabama, Roll Tide, came in at 1-0. Number 3, Texas at 1-0. Number 2, Ohio State. And number 1, Georgia, all 1-0. They won their first games. But Michigan, I love Michigan, but they did not have the greatest first game, even though they won. They won 30-10 over Fresno State, but they didn't make it convincing as national champions. Now, granted, brand new head coach, new team, new quarterbacks, new running, their running back was the second stringer last year. Now he's the first stringer. New receiving core. I mean, obviously, it's a little different now. But I would like to see a better showing this week. Now, it's not going to be easy at all because Michigan plays Texas. Okay? Texas is number 3. But we can beat them. They're only 1-0. It's very early in the season. I will go over Michigan's schedule really quick because I am a Wolverine fan. They're my team. And I never did this last week. So, let's see. Now they got Texas and the number 3 Texas Longhorns on this Saturday at 11. They've got next week Arizona State or Arkansas State, AR State. So I'm guessing that's Arkansas. They're unranked. Then the week after that, September 21st, it's going to be Michigan and USC, both ranked right now 10 and 13. Week after that, September 28th, is going to be Michigan, number 10, at Minnesota, who right now is unranked. The week after that is going to be against Washington on my birthday, October 5th. That's going to be a good one. Right now, Washington is unranked. Then they get a bye week after that, and then they come back on the 19th of October. They'll play Illinois. That's going to be a great game, Fighting Illini in Michigan. That's going to be good, and it's in Illinois, which is even better. So it's going to be cool to see that. Week after that, we get Michigan State on October 26th. November 7th, we get Oregon, who right now is ranked number 7. Like I said, all these rankings could change. People could get knocked out. New people could come in. November 9th, we get Indiana. The week after that, we get Northwestern and Michigan. They're both unranked. And then the final week, biggest rivalry ever, the last game of the season, it's going to be Michigan and Ohio State on November 30th. So, great season of games for Michigan. I can't wait to watch, hopefully all of them. I'm not always home on Saturday. I'll have to record some, but I'm excited to see some of these games, and hopefully Michigan can replay as national champions. And that will be, 3 in a row? Three-peat? They just repeated, so that'll be awesome. But we'll see what happens. So let's go and find out all the NCAA football games this weekend. Let's give you a quick, NCAA football schedule. Give me 1 second to pull everything. All right, so let's see. Here we go. Now, that was week 1. Let's go to week 2. Okay, so there are no games tonight or tomorrow, Thursday or Friday. They're probably leaving it open for the NFL right now, because obviously the NFL, they want their games with no interruption. So tomorrow or Saturday we've got Georgia Tech number 23 versus unranked Syracuse. Texas number 3 at number 10 Michigan. Arkansas unranked at Oklahoma State, who's number 16. Number 17 Kansas State versus unranked Tulane. Bowling Green, who's unranked, taking on number 8 ranked Penn State. This is funny. They didn't even put the ranking for Georgia on here. Tennessee Tech will play against Georgia, number 1 ranked Georgia, on Saturday. Northern Illinois unranked takes on number 5 Notre Dame. Baylor unranked takes on number 11 ranked Utah. Jackson State versus number 22 Louisville. Iowa State takes on number 21 Iowa. Middle Tennessee takes on number 6 Ole Miss. Florida A&M takes on, why is the rank not showing? Miami, Florida, who is ranked, but they're not showing on here. Number 19 Kansas takes on the Illinois Fighting Illini on Saturday night. Also Saturday night, unranked Buffalo taking on number 9 Missouri. We're going to go on a Missouri boat ride. Let's see. South Florida unranked takes on number 4 Alabama. Roll Tide. Got to say Roll Tide after that. Number 14 Tennessee takes on number 24 North Carolina State. WMU takes on the ranked number 2 Ohio State Buckeyes. Nichols takes on LSU. Houston versus Oklahoma, the number 15 ranks. Let's see. Appalachian State takes on number 25 Clemson. Boise State takes on number 7 Oregon. Northern Arizona takes on Arizona on Saturday night. And then also another late night game, Utah State versus 13 ranked USC. So those are all the games for this week. Now, I did notice week 3, there's 2 Friday night games next week. So, see, right now I think it's because of the NFL. I think the NFL is what made them not do any Friday games, because I know NCAA plays usually a few on Friday, but they know they're not going to get the viewers if the NFL is playing a big game like in Brazil with Green Bay and Philly. Even it's a first time ever, they're going to do it. So that's it, and we'll see what happens. I'm not going to go, like I said, last week I wasn't picking winners. There's too many college games to remember, so I'm not doing that. Bash in Berlin for WWE. Let's go over that. We only got a few more things left. Oh, you know what? I do want to see something else, too, after Bash in Berlin, but let's talk about that. So here's the results for the Bash in Berlin. This is what happened. Let's see. All right, so here we go. Cody Rhodes, the undisputed WWE champion, versus Kevin Owens. Winner of that match, Cody Rhodes defeated Owens to retain the title. They gave that an A grade. It was a great match. We all knew the outcome was going to be Cody Rhodes. I think everybody knew he was going to beat KO. There was a couple moments in the match where I thought they were going to give it to KO, though. There was a couple times that I was like, holy crap. Here's some top takeaways from Bleacher Report on that. The fans erupted during the pre-match stare-down, which they did, with chants of welcome to Berlin and in your face. The electricity was palpable. The crowd was split right down the middle, with the crowd chanting both competitors' names in support of both champion and challenger. That was amazing, and that's why I like once in a while to have two faces against each other, because the fans love both. And you'll hear some of the crowd cheering for Cody, some for Kevin Owens. That was great. Here was another one. Either he's not hurt or nobody's talking about it. Cole said of Rhodes' knee injury, which was teased Friday night on SmackDown. Let's see. Neither superstar enjoyed a sustained advantage as not to build heat and be presented as a heel. It is a fine line to walk in a match between two baby faces, yet Owens and Rhodes pulled it off. WWE Women's Tag Team titles, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair versus Unholy Union, the champions. And we did have a title change. Yeah, Belair and Cargill regained their titles, beating Elba Fire and Dawn. So they gave it a B. It was worth it. It was really good. Cool spot. Fire cut off Belair's attempt at a hot tag by delivering a tornado DDT that saw her kick the Storm off the apron in the process. It was good. Belair might be the best worker in the women's division today. Her growth since their first championship victory in 2021 is undeniable. And Fire repeatedly nursed her left knee. Hopefully she's okay and not injured in any significant way. Strap match, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Amazing match from start to finish. I love the way it ended with CM Punk grabbing the bracelet off of him and putting it on his back on his arm before he tagged the last turnbuckle. It was an amazing thing. The winner was CM Punk. He defeated Drew McIntyre. They gave it a B plus. And it says that it feels like very much like a rivalry has one more match left in it. And with the return of Bad Blood in Atlanta on October 5th, perhaps Hell in a Cell is that contest. October 5th, my birthday, is going to be a pay-per-view. Bad Blood, they're bringing it back. Thank you, Triple H, for doing it on Saturday, October 5th. On my birthday, I will be home watching that for my birthday this year. It is going to be awesome. I hope we do see a Hell in a Cell match between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. What a way to end that feud. Drew McIntyre took match 1. CM Punk took match 2. It's inevitable we're going to get a finale match. You got to have 3 because they split it. So that's going to be amazing. Takeaway moments from the match. Cole recalled Punk winning a strap match against Umaga the same night he cashed in Money in the Bank on Jeff Hardy to win the world title at Extreme Rules in 2009. Another great callback from the GOAT commentator. McIntyre got the jump on Punk this time, attacking him from behind and before the bell. A nice touch given how often the tables have been turned into this feud. Punk downed McIntyre but refused to touch the turnbuckles. Determined to punish the Scott instead of beating him, the commentary team criticized him for making a similar mistake in his SummerSlam performance. Clever spot. Punk set up a table, but rather than waiting to be driven through it, McIntyre rolled in the ring, forcing his opponent back inside. He rocked the Second City State with a Claymore from there. Clever spot 2. Punk cut off McIntyre's attempt to win the match by sliding out of the ring and pulling the strap, driving the heel face first into a steel chair in the corner. And then Punk applied the sharpshooter and could neutralize McIntyre for a moment since there were no rules. My other favorite spot in that match was when McIntyre had Punk on his back so that he could slap all the turnbuckles without having to drag them. But at the same time that he smacked the turnbuckle, as he turned around, Punk smacked it back and got... Because what happens is when you hit the turnbuckle, McIntyre was red, Punk was green. What happens is every time you slap the turnbuckle, it would turn to your color. Once you got all 4 in sequence, the match would be over. So what McIntyre did was he would touch the turnbuckle and turn red, but Punk right behind him would hit it before they walked away, and it turned to green for him. Had he gotten all the way through a round, Punk would have won that way. That's actually funny. CM Punk is very smart, and I'm sure he's the one that drew up that. Okay, mixed tag match, Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest versus Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. Winners was Ripley and Priest defeating Mysterio and Morgan, a grade A. Top takeaways, the Terror Twins team will make a ton of money for WWE. Both have the look and the aura needed, and the fans are behind them. Morgan provided the distraction that allowed heels to take advantage. It would not be the first time she took a cheap shot at the Archer of Infamy, drawing the ear of Ripley, Cole, and the fans. The hot tag to Ripley drew the biggest reaction of the match and forced Cole to exclaim, "Oh yeah!" before adding, "Oh, I'm supposed to be unbiased." That's funny. Rhea Ripley applied a head scissors to Mysterio. This time the reaction rivaled any other of the entire show to that point. It was a good match. I liked it. World Heavyweight Championship, the main event was Randy Orton and Gunther. Great match all the way around. It was an amazing closing to the show. I think we all knew that Randy Orton was not going to win that title match, but they did tease it a few times, like they did in the other match with Kevin Owens. But Gunther defeated Randy Orton to retain his title, a grade A. Here's some takeaways. Gunther's pop was great. The reaction for Ludwig Kaiser and his introduction of the world champion was even better. A deafening reaction for the ring general. That was awesome because bringing them back for the one night, I mean, it could be for longer than that, but at least it was for the one night. That was really cool. Orton's F-bomb sell of Gunther's chops said all it needed about the pain one must endure anytime they set foot into the squared circle with the world champion. The ring general nursed a nasty bruise on his right shoulder, the result of the physicality of the match. The title holder delivered a powerbomb, but Orton kicked out. A second attempt at the move resulted in the Viper slipping out and delivering the RKO for a dramatic 2 count. And then Orton delivered a side suplex off the steel steps and through the announce table, putting Gunther in the greatest peril he faced all match. Overall grade of the entire show was an A. Definitely deserved it. Outside of WrestleMania, they said this may have been the best WWE Premium Live event of the year. Rhodes and Owens set the tone with a fantastic title match. Before the women's tag match exceeded expectations, Punk and McIntyre, Orton and Gunther brought physicality, and Ripley and Priest thrived amid the enormous reaction for their win over Mysterio and Morgan. Everything hit, the pacing of the show was better, and nothing felt wasted. There are questions about the booking and how it will affect things in the long term, and Infinity is not nearly long enough for the strap match stipulation to go away. But this was an excellent show and further proof that secondary premium live events should stick to smaller cards and compact runtimes. I like that. I'm for that. I think that sometimes the WWE used to go too long on their events when Vince was in there, and I think that kind of just goes out too long. I think Tony Khan does the exact same thing for AEW. So pretty soon we'll be talking about Bad Blood. I'm sure there's going to be some matches that are going to get set up for that, and we'll find out on October 5th what matches we're going to have for that. Let's move on to our entertainment section. Oh, wait, one more thing that I wanted to bring up in the sports section really quick. We talked NFL, NCAA, and wrestling, but I want to talk about the Paralympics that are going on right now. Those are cool too, and just like everything else, every country's represented that has people who are paralyzed or people who are in wheelchairs, can't move, whatever. So let's talk about that and see the medal count for that. All right, so just like the regular Olympics, we're gonna do the top 10 countries and what they have. So number 10 is the Netherlands with 20 gold, 9 silver, 5 bronze for 34 total. Spain comes in at number 9, 7 gold, 10 silver, and 19 bronze for 36. Number 8, Australia, coming in at 14 gold, 12 silver, and 18 bronze, a total of 44. Italy, my family's home country, has came in at number 7 with 16 gold, 11 silver, and 25 bronze for a total of 52. Hey, grazie. We are very good with that. Let's see, number 6, the Ukraine. 15 gold medals, 19 silver, and then 25 bronze for a total of 59. Brazil coming in number 5 with 15 gold, 16 silver, and 29 bronze for a total of 60. The home country of France coming in at number 4 with 17 gold, 22 silver, and 21 bronze for 60 total. Number 3, the United States. This is amazing because the United States usually dominates in Olympics, but in the Paralympics, then it is number 3 with 27 gold, 31 silver, 14 bronze for 72. But I'm proud of the United States for that. Good job for all the United States. I don't think it's all over yet. I think it's coming to an end soon. Number 2, Great Britain, 33 gold, 27 silver, and 19 bronze for 79 total. Number 1, China, 69 gold, 59 silver, 34 bronze for a total of 157 medals in the Paralympics. Paralympics, of course, is wheelchairs, prosthetic arms, prosthetic legs, things like that. These athletes are, to me, and I love the American athletes in the regular Olympics, but to me, these ones, they really, really show you that no matter what happens in life, if you put your mind to something, you can do it. And they definitely have that. In comparison to last one in 2020 Olympics in Tokyo, China took 207 medals that year. They had 97 gold, 60 silver, and 51 bronze. United States came in number 4 that year at the Paralympics with 104 total medals. And my home country, Italy, was number 8 with 69 total medals that year. So that is the Paralympics. Next week we'll talk about, I believe it's ending. Let me see, when does it end? When does the Paralympics end? Wednesday, August 28th is when it started, right? Yeah, so Sunday, September 8th. So it ends this Sunday. So next week, we will have the final medal count because obviously today, Friday, Saturday, there should be more competitions, more chances of people to win medals. So next week, we'll talk about the finale just like we did with the regular Olympics, and we'll go over who everybody is. At the Olympics, around 10,500 athletes compete in 48 sports disciplines at the Paralympics. That's amazing. So there's 10,500 athletes who have a disability that they do not allow to define who they are. And they go out there and they play amazing regardless of if they're in wheelchairs, whether they have fake legs, whether they have a fake arm. Doesn't matter. They do it every single time. That's amazing. I'm proud of all those athletes from every country for doing that. There's 4,400 athletes. Okay, 4,400 for this. The 10,500 was for the original Olympics. So yeah, but still, 4,400. That's a lot of people. All right, so let's move on now. Let's see. Do I have anything else sports related? I don't think so. So as everybody knows, the big release this week at the movie theater is going to be Beetlejuice, which stars Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, Winona Ryder comes back as Lydia, Catherine O'Hara comes back as the stepmom, and then of course Jenna Ortega joins the cast as Lydia's daughter. So amazing cast. I have a feeling Beetlejuice is going to break a lot of records this weekend. But what happened last weekend? Let's find out what the box office looked like. Number 10, Coraline, came in at that with $3.1 million at the weekend gross, $114 million total gross in 3 weeks. Number 9 was a brand new movie. It was called Afraid. Weekend gross of $3.7 million, total gross of $4.9 million in its first week. Number 8, Despicable Me 4, still coming in, and it looks like, yes, it was kicked out. The other one was kicked off of here, finally. What was that one? Inside Out 2, I believe. Here, let me see something for a second. Here, let me look and see where it fell. Probably number 11. 11 or 12. So let's see. Yeah, Inside Out 2 did 580... Oh, wait, no, maybe more. Something like that. So it came in number 11. So it got kicked out of the top 10, but we knew that was going to happen eventually. Number 8, though, Despicable Me 4, in its 9th week of release, still did $4.1 million last weekend for a total gross of $356 million. Now, you want to hear something funny? You could already stream it, but people are still going to the theater to see it, so that's pretty good. Number 7, The Forge, in its 2nd week, it did $4.6 million at the box office on the weekend, a total gross of $17 million. Blink Twice with Channing Tatum did $4.8 million in its 2nd week, $17 million total gross. I think that's going to be a flop at the box office. After we do this, I'll do really fast. I want to see how much it costs to film it. Number 5, wow, Mrs. Reynolds. Blake Lively. Her movie dropped to number 5 this week. It Ends With Us went 7.4 million last weekend, 136 million total gross in 4 weeks. Number 4, which knocked it out of that number 4 spot. I think it was number 4 last week. Reagan knocked it out. The movie about Ronald Reagan. Dennis Quaid plays 7.7 million at the box office in its first week, 12 million total gross. Not too bad for a movie about a president. Number 3 was Twister still. My God, it's still top 3. Weekend gross of 7.7 million, 261 million at the box office in 7 weeks out. Number 2, Alien Romulus, still in there. 9.2 million for the weekend gross, 92 million total gross in 3 weeks. And still number 1, which I believe is going to get knocked out to number 2 to the movie Beetlejuice, but Deadpool and Wolverine still is pulling in number 1. I think it lost number 1 to Alien Romulus for 1 week. Out of the 6 weeks it's been out, it's did 5 of those 6 weeks at number 1. It still did 15 million at the box office last weekend. 605 total gross million and 6 weeks out. So let's look up really fast this Blink Twice movie and see. So Blink Twice. Trying to think. Total. How much did it cost to film? Let's see if this one gives me a number. Let's see. It's not really telling me. It's not really saying how much it costs to film it. So, I mean, if I can find that cost by next week, I'll let people know. But, I mean, honestly, it only did 17 million in 2 weeks. It's really not that good. Yeah, I don't see how much did it cost to film Blink Twice. Let's see. Oh, here we go. A budget of 20 million. So it made 17 total. So far, if it does good this weekend, it'll go above what it costs to film by a couple million. So they'll get their money back. It's a budget of 20 million. It's so far at 17. It should eclipse that by maybe, I'd say maybe 20 million maybe total. It might do 40 total at the box office, depending on how long it stays out. So, not too bad. I mean, I don't even know really what the premise was of that movie. It's Channing Tatum, so it'll probably be decent. He's never really did a bad movie. The 21 Jump Street movies were good. Magic Mike films did great. You know, he's a good actor. So, I mean, we'll just see. Yeah. That's crazy. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see next week where it's at. It obviously isn't going to do any better than Beetlejuice. It's not going to beat out Deadpool and Wolverine. It most likely won't even beat out Blake Lively's movie. But we'll see next week where it goes. But yeah, so I'm going to be done for the day. I hope everybody enjoys the NFL tonight and this weekend. Enjoy this weekend because we are officially on our road to the fall. The unofficial summer ends when school goes back and Labor Day ends, and we are past that. Hope everybody enjoyed their Labor Day. Hope everybody enjoys this weekend. Get out a little bit when there's no football on Saturday and stuff. I'll be at Aviva in Lisle, Illinois on Saturday. It's going to be Broken Vegas, Seventh Heaven, Semple Band, and Just Like Pink, a Pink cover band experience. So a lot of good music this weekend there, and I can't wait. I'll see everybody next week. We'll talk NFL. We'll talk more NCAA. We'll talk about the final of the Paralympics, and we'll find out exactly where Beetlejuice ended up at the box office. Did it come in number 1, or will Deadpool and Wolverine stay at number 1 next week? We'll find out All this next week and more. Next week, we're also going to talk about fall TV shows. I'm going to have a list of all of them. I was going to do it this week, but I wanted to focus more on the sports part of it today because it's a big sports day. So next week, we'll talk about all the fall previews, what's coming to what channel, and when you can find it. So we'll talk about all that. But until then, I love you all. Stay safe, stay healthy, and don't die. Everybody have a great day and a great weekend. This is the end of our broadcast day.